everyone, and welcome to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in today. You could have spent your time anywhere else, but you chose to spend it with your girl Shirley, and I thank you. To those of you who hit the subscribe button over my last two videos, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You didn't have to hit that subscribe button, but you did because it was free, and obviously you like your girl, so thank you. And to those of you that haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? I told you the last two videos, it's free. Don't cost you anything. Alrighty, so thanks for tuning in like I said before, and today I will be talking to you guys about something that is truly near and dear to my heart and gets me, like you guys thought that makeup makes me dance. Oh, y'all don't know. There are a lot of things that make me dance. You guys will see me dance over food. You guys will see me dance over movies. I just try to be happy all the time, y'all. So today I want to share a story with you guys about my first designer handbag. Now, something that is going on worldwide is the epidemic of everybody having a designer bag. And it's almost becoming like, I don't even want to say like a rite of passage, but it's kind of like everybody's just like, I want this designer bag just because I want it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, because I feel that way sometimes too. But who got me to fall in love with designer handbags and why is what's so special about what I'm going to tell you guys today. And that is how I fell in love with big name designers. And it was my mom. My mom is the reason why I love high-end brands. And she is the first person in my life who purchased my first luxury handbag, and it was for a special reason. And that reason was I started college when I was 17 years old, and that was major for my mom. And my mom had to deal with the fact that I was moving away. Like I was moving almost 8 to 9 hours away from home. So one of the things that she said was, if you get a C in undergrad, your behind is coming back down south, and I don't care what you have to say about it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm never coming back down south, honey, because I'm not going to get no C's in undergrad, honey, so you don't have to worry about that. And so I went to undergrad, and over the 4 years that I was in undergrad, I maintained honor status. So not thinking anything of it, it wasn't like my mom told me that she was gonna get me anything nice or special or whatever. It was just, you can't have any C's in undergrad or you'll just have to come back home. There was never any conversation about, oh, if you graduate undergrad with honors, I'll get you a brand new this, or I'll take you to this trip or whatever. It was never any conversations about that. I'm an island girl, so education is like priority. So there is no beg and barter around here. It is, you take your behind to college and you do what you're supposed to do, and that is it. However, when I graduated from undergrad, my mom surprised me with my very first designer handbag. And for me, I wasn't really one of those girls that was really like into, oh my gosh, I have to go out and buy the latest Chanel, or I have to go out and buy the latest Chloe. Like I would always see those items and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I would admire from afar, but I was never that girl that ran out to go get it because I just was never that girl. I was pretty much like into sports, or I was pretty much into doing my schoolwork. I mean, my high school sweetheart, he moved to where I went to undergrad at. So that's what was the focus of my mind. It wasn't really like, oh my gosh, I have to get the latest shoes, or I have to get the latest handbags. No, it was never that. So when I graduated, my mom surprised me with my very first Louis Vuitton bowling bag, and I have it right here. I wore it out to death, y'all. Let me tell you, this is it, my Louis Vuitton bowling bag. She's still in good shape. The handles, yes, I really put this bag through the test. For years I wore this bag, and just now is when I stopped wearing the bag. I'm not one of those girls that's into reselling my bags, especially because whenever I get designer things, I tend to get them because something special happened. So whether it's I graduated from undergrad, or it's my birthday, or I'm finishing graduate school, or I get a promotion or whatever, I always end up getting some type of luxury piece. So I tend to wear them to death. And so this thing right here has been everywhere. Like, it's been to the supermarket, it's been to doctor's visits, it's been to football games, it's been to everything. This bag has been my rider for years, and I decided that I wanted to just give her a resting place. This baby needs a resting place. Lord, look what I did to the strap. Those of you that are like handbag connoisseurs, I know y'all are looking like, oh, look what she did to the handles. I did was I used this handbag because I was so happy that I had got my first Louis Vuitton bag right out of undergrad, and I didn't have to pay for it, child. You don't have to pay for Louis Vuitton, honey, and your parents pay for it or somebody else pay for it. You don't know how to act, girl, child. You don't know how to act. So I legit was like, okay, this was the year that I decided that I needed to put this bag to rest. And if you are somebody that wears your bags to death, this is what will happen, because it wear and tear. Like, it's just, it went everywhere with me. It went to dinners, it went to doctor's visits, it went to football games, it went to work with me sometimes. It went everywhere with me. But what I love is that the bowling bag held its shape, honey. But when you put stuff in it, it's heavy. But I love this bag because anytime I would go somewhere, people that like knew bags were always just like, oh yeah, girl, you got the classic, like that's the classic bowling bag, and people that just know. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys just a little story about how I fell in love with wanting to have designer things. And you guys know something that's really bothering me right now. My makeup got on my shirt, and I'm like, somebody probably gonna comment in the comment section, be like, oh my God, this girl's shirt is dirty, and she talking about handbags. But look, I got on makeup and it got on the shirt. So it is what it is. And this is what we do for the YT, I guess. This is what we do for the YT. It's so annoying. So annoying. But yes, I wanted to give you all just a little bit of advice, especially if you are a young viewer, middle-aged viewer, however old you are, whoever you are out there watching on YouTube all over the world. Yes, it's great to see everybody who's on social media or who's on YouTube, Instagram with their Chanel, their Louis Vuittons, and all that kind of good stuff. It's great to see. And it's great to be inspired by that. But when we're all getting these things, I tend to tell people that you really should strive to want to get these things because something special or something significant has happened in your life, because it'll make you want to strive towards that. It won't be well, I saw this person on Instagram with it, so I want it. Or I saw this person on YouTube talking about it, so I want it. Or I want to become a beauty blogger, so I have to get it. Don't put yourself in a situation that you cannot afford. The biggest name of the game is do not put yourself in a financial situation trying to keep up with the YT or trying to keep up with the IG or trying to keep up with Facebook or keep up with whoever or whatever it is you're trying to keep up with. Sometimes, even with the beauty blogger, sometimes we don't tell our stories about what drove us to, like, whether it's beauty blogging, whether it's food, whatever it is that cost us money, and we sit in front of a camera and talk about with you all, or we put it out there on the internet, or we put it out there on social media. We never really tell everybody just how we stumbled upon liking makeup and how we stumbled upon liking designer things and how we stumbled upon, you know, shopping and all that kind of stuff. We kind of neglect telling everybody that stuff. And so one of the things that is super important to me about just letting everybody know is do not put yourself in a financial bind trying to be like A, B, and C, because it's not worth it. And for me, I think the pressure nowadays for a lot of young people nowadays is really, really hard, because everybody has something luxury now. And it's crazy. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. So an example that I want to give you guys really, really quickly is a lot of people buy designer handbags pre-loved, and that's all good. All good. all gravy. If I needed to buy a handbag that was super exclusive and somebody has it, and I know that that piece was only out for a limited time anyways, and they just want to sell it because maybe it didn't tickle their fancy, I definitely will purchase that bag pre-loved. However, the thing that's crazy to me, that's an epidemic that's happening, and I want you guys to pay attention, and I want you guys to look at this. There are people that are selling pre-loved, and this is just an example, Chanel handbags for $3,000, $4,000, $4,500. And I sit back and I say to myself, if I've never had a Chanel handbag, which I have never had a Chanel handbag, ain't nobody gonna get $3, $4, $4,500 from this girl right here. What I'm gonna do is, if I'm gonna drop that money anyways, I'm going to save the rest of my coins, and I'm going to take myself inside of that pretty Chanel store where they're going to treat me fabulously. I hope they would treat me fabulously. And I am going to get the full-on experience. Y'all better stop it out there. Y'all ain't never owned a piece of Chanel, and y'all are walking around here paying $3,000, $4,000 for pre-loved pieces. Stop it. Stop it, I say. No. Get that experience. If it's your first time ever purchasing a designer piece, get that experience. Did I have that experience? No, because my mom had that experience for me, honey, and she told me about it, and I had an opportunity to meet the salesperson that sold my mom my very first Louis Vuitton handbag. So at the end of the day, I got to thank that person. I got to go into the store. Like, it was great. I got to drink wine. It was great. And they were just like, congratulations on your graduation. It was the most beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment because I loved it because my mom gave it to me. I got it because I graduated from college. And then my mom took me back to the store to tell the person thank you, because that's how island parents do. They make you thank everybody when you're happy for something. That's what island people do. So I think that if it's your first time getting a designer piece, don't sell yourself short and don't rob yourself of the experience of actually going in. If you saved that much money, don't you feel like you deserve to go in and get it? Like, you deserve to go in and you deserve that experience. So do that first. And then once you've already kind of started your collection, then you can venture out into the pre-loved sector, because when you do go into the pre-loved sector, what ends up happening is a lot of those women that are on the YT and everywhere talking about pre-loved, a lot of them walk themselves into Louis Vuitton, into Gucci, into Chanel, and they purchased their bags, and then they built a collection, and then they started selling their own, and then they started purchasing pre-loved handbags as well. So it's a process, guys. And so I don't look down on anybody out there. Please
don't come for me, because I didn't send for you, so don't come for me.
I'm just telling you, I'm trying to tell y'all not to sell yourselves short of the experience of actually going and getting your first designer handbag, because it's a dope moment. You can't even lie, because if you were actually able to save that money to get the bag, you worked really hard. So go on ahead and go into the store and get that experience like everybody else. But that is the moral of my story with this. Not every time you get a handbag, especially if it's a designer bag, it should be a special reason. But I have personal friends where I have friends who have gotten designer handbags from their fiancés at the time on their wedding days as wedding gifts, and that was their first designer handbag, and that's how they fell in love with it, and they were adults. I've had friends that got designer handbags as push presents for having, children. Like, people in my circle, at least, they do it as a way of saying, you know what, great job, thank you so much, we appreciate you. And then, of course, now, honey,
walk into the store and say, okay, we look like a cop this. We like this style, it's cute, we gonna go ahead and get it on our own. But
make sure that when you are getting an exclusive piece or a designer piece for the first time in your life, make sure that it's special. Make sure that you enjoy the moment. Make sure that you have fun with it and just love it and have
no regrets. Because if you have regrets, that means you shouldn't have bought it, honey. So just make sure you don't have any regrets. And give me a big old thumbs up. And hit that subscribe button. It's free. And leave a comment in the comment section down below.
I want to talk to you, talk to me, so that we could talk see each other. Like, don't be shy. I can't reach out and touch you. I can just talk to you through the YT. Thank you all so much. Bye.